What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on TCGU University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm joined by
James.
And Tyler.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UniVersus topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, thank you very much to all of our sponsors, our Patreon junior or higher sponsors, Addie, Andrew Dang, Click Hardwell, Jay Rogers, Jarrett Hubbard, Justin Farst, Kat Maria, Kevin Broberg, Lucinda Letica, Paul Casagrande, such a cool name, Casagrande, Big House, Casagrande, Big House, Samantha Stevens, Theodora Ruiz, and Tyler Zane Pease. Big shout outs to them. If you want to be on this list, it would be really rad if you went out to patreon.com/TCG University and subbed out there at the $5 or more level. Or if you want to join us live, like so many of you are.
Have you checked that recently?
At this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it every week.
Did you check it before the podcast?
Yes. We have one more person to be added on, but I just didn't do it because it didn't do it for the Magic podcast either. Magic's when I re-up the list.
Okay.
Yeah. So that the whole week is the same.
Sure. He told me he was doing it, so like
big shout out to that person, whoever it is. I don't know what their name is.
It's Andrew from Locals.
Oh, neat.
That's what he wanted to be called.
Shout outs.
Yeah, actually,
Andrew.
just probably use his Discord name, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
All right. Anywho, if you want to see live, join on the Patreon for $1, and you can join us in chat like all of you, the good people, are doing. And then my last plug, we have started streaming on Twitch, not just UniVersus, but Magic and some other games as well. And so if you want to go out to twitch.tv/TCG Universities, follow out there, sub if you're feeling generous. Remember, sub with your Twitch Primes. That would be Amazon Prime gives you Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime gives us like $3 a month.
So
Super helpful.
If you have Amazon Prime but don't usually use Twitch, send it our way.
Yeah.
Why not?
You do have to re-up it every month, so don't forget that. And I'm working on emotes and such. It's a strange world, that Twitch. Just gotta learn something.
Mm-hmm.
So, fellas, how has your week in UniVersus? Oh, shout out to our sponsors, Cards Custom Building and Gaming. We'll talk about those later. How has your week in UniVersus been? Tell me about it.
It's been good.
What you got cooking?
I built a Shiva deck,
Oh yeah.
the new DLC character that was just revealed Friday.
What is there anything special about that reveal you wanna?
I did a reaction video for it, like I do all the other reaction videos.
You can find it on youtube.com/TCG University.
Yes. I really like Shiva. I think she is very okay. She is a four-hander with water, which means she gets to play Air Ground Smash real coolly. And I like that a lot.
Super cool.
Yeah. Like every turn that I had Air Ground Smash out, I was like, man, this is awesome. I get to draw 4 foundations. But
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Drawing foundations.
but
Yeah.
What are you, Eva?
after
I want to talk about Eva. I think she's.
it's just a little too hard being like an actual four-hander.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you really want to keep cards in their card pool to like have speed. So that's like real fun to have. Like, man, I could ditch one, but then that's like -1 speed basically. I kind of really want this attack to go through so that I can deal like 20 damage next turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little tough, but I think it's fine.
How are you liking the discard a card? That card sticks in the card pool.
I think I like it a lot, especially since I get to play the Jeffrey card that says if I have 0 cards in my hand, draw a card.
Yeah.
Solemn Exorcism.
Solemn Exorcism. Yeah. So like
It's a 4 of a normal girl.
I can actually like use that ability, whereas I think under her other 2 symbols, like that's just an ability that you're never going to touch ever, unless you, or maybe playing under all and drawing a bunch of cards, because that's like becoming a 3-hander, just like breaker 1 them for the rest of the turn is not like amazing.
Well, the thing about that card is whenever you were doing it to me, I'm really happy that you just, because it's just do it, right?
Yeah.
You could have easily been playing cards that like underwater, you could be playing things like transmutation. You could be playing things so like you discard the card and then transmutation, reveal a card in your hand, pick it back up.
Sure.
And
I'd
so
have to
like
have 2 cards then.
what?
I'd have to have 2 cards.
Yeah,
then.
that's fine. The cards that you could be playing under water or all under that in her case is the mail-in cards that just pick themselves up. Be like, oh, I don't need this. I'll pick this up. All right, discard that. Hey, that's gonna stick in your card pool for on your turn because I have this Nido block. Oh, it's my turn. All right, respond. Let's stuff those 3. Now you have 4 cards in your card pool. Form.
When's this come out? It's
May 1st.
May.
Pre-orders for it in April 7th.
How many events would we get to play? She has Earth, right?
She does
No,
not.
She has all evil and water.
All evil and water?
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are some shitty symbols.
I think they're fine symbols
Water's that's
I wish she had Earth.
because Earth is insane right now.
But stuff.
Sure.
but
Yeah, that's fair.
tell that to Nightwolf though,
Oh.
'cause he has Earth.
Yeah, but he doesn't stuff cards in his boat's card pool.
Sure.
I do think I think there's some real technical stuff you can do with her in like making her swing turns even swingier.
Yeah.
And / or like you could be playing fiddlesticks, right? You could be playing and it's just like, oh man, I touched you with this thing. All right, I'll stack this momentum. I'll do this, draw a card. I'll destroy this ready foundation, draw a card, pitch. Keep that in like there's a ton of stuff that you could be doing.
That just feels real rough
she's-
for a four-hander.
Well, we just find things that replace it, right?
I guess.
Like we figure out how to we can figure it out.
Sure. We could.
Yeah, I think there's a ton going on.
Yeah.
So Shiva, you gonna stick with her for the foreseeable future?
Probably not.
No.
It's like we talked about this last night. We're in this next topic we're about to get to. We made a list of all our favorite cards, and me and Tam talked about the fact that like all my cards have all on them.
Yeah.
Saying all twice right there really messed me up.
All your cards have all.
All my cards have all, so I should just be playing an all deck, and like all of the cards worked on Yoshimitsu. So like I built a Yoshimitsu deck, and like that's probably what I'm gonna play.
I think you should. I
Yeah.
think Yoshimitsu. So, I was either going to build Zolt or Yoshimitsu,
Mm-hmm.
and I just didn't want to build Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, I made a list for him last night.
Yeah?
So
I actually want to, before you take this Shiva deck apart, I want to sit down with you and see if we can tune it up at all.
Sure.
And have you play just a couple more matches with it and see how you feel about it there. Because I think there's a ton that you're missing on the table.
probably.
I think Future Pulse Date is fucking nutty in this character.
Yeah.
Sure,
Discard a
sure,
card.
ability able to be used both turns.
Yes.
Which one?
The freeze one.
To stick in your card pool?
The keep
Correct.
The keep and carpal is both turns. Yes.
Correct.
It's nuts.
Yes. Correct.
It's like it's just that she's a four-hander, which just makes it real tough.
yeah, if you can get
Play
the
air ground. Draw 3.
4.
Draw 4.
Yeah, I mean like that on those turns it definitely does work, but
And then
like
you have, like he said, you have all of the mainland stuff. You get to play Solemn if you ever ditch your entire hand. You get. There's one more I'm trying to think of, but I can't.
I'm also super not keen on debuilding myself for.
Well, the thing is on the turns that
debuild
you
them for Breaker 1.
on the
Yeah.
turns that you killed me, you never like tapped out.
Yeah.
Like you never went so ham, right?
Yeah. I mean I do understand. It's all like things. This is all preferences.
Yeah.
For me, there's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, debuilding foundations, man, I do not want to do that. Even though like I know that it'll be good and it'll actually work. There's all like mental blocks that I got to get over.
That's a really healthy way to put that.
Yeah.
So get over. How about you, James? What have you done in UniVersus?
We built Liu Kang and Quan Chi for last week. We'll never talk about Quan Chi again.
He doesn't catch a break in UniVersus. He doesn't catch a break anywhere else.
You had me rolling on the floor laughing when you said that.
Yeah.
I was
I'm glad.
dying. Oh my god.
And then
I cut that video, by the way, because you like double repeated yourself a bunch.
Did I?
Yeah.
then I built Asimov Katarina, or I'm trying to. The internet was giving me a couple problems. I needed to upload that video beforehand. Asimov Katarina, and then I have to build Eugenia because that's the other one I chose.
Okay,
for
cool.
this week.
I have Johnny Cage built, and I don't know what the other character I'm going to build is. I'm just not positive. I think I might make Reptile and make it a pea shooter deck.
That's cool.
Um,
I'm just glad you didn't say Downward Spiral.
well, it's not a mid attack, so
Who cares?
all right.
Discard your opponent's hand, play a Downward Spiral, hit him.
Fair, fair. No, but I think I might make a pea shooter reptile deck. I don't know. There's a big long list. We are going to be resetting the bracket after tonight.
After this week's.
Yeah. We've got Dejanet, Remy. Remy was another one. Actually, Taki might have been another one that I wanted to build. Eugenia, Taki, Elena, Ermac. We're never going to do Ermac ever again. That character's so hard to make. Johnny Cage, Katana, Reptile, Sub-Zero, and A&K. Yeah. My week's been fine. I have had a couple decks on my brain, just like wanting to play. I've been just wanting to play so many fucking games since Worlds. Like I just want to do nothing but play games. I have signed up for one of the Legendary Wolf brackets. Gonna play all Goro. Just you know,
Just win the tournament.
strap my helmet on and just sling as many attacks as possible. And so I guess moving on, and the first topic that I want to talk about is we've talked a ton about the DLC. Do you think first and foremost, do you still feel like there's a quote unquote best symbol and a quote unquote worst symbol in the game? This could be its own topic. I want to keep it as small as possible.
Good. Is the best symbol?
Good is the best symbol in the game?
This is closely followed by death, in my opinion.
Holy shit. You think good's the best symbol in the game?
I kind of want to agree with him.
Wowzers.
Let's cut loose. Nutcracker, Sense of Morals. You got
Meteor Smash.
Meteor Smash. You got its own thing. You get all of Cassandra support. I said Cassie. I also get Cassie support. Cassandra support.
Anybody
You
named
get
Cassie, you get them.
Missile launcher.
L
It's
Shield.
just- Yeah, all of Cassandra support.
I guess, yeah.
Like you just get all of that, and shotgun mainly, and it's just all free.
Huh.
Good does have like an insane amount of like good cards.
Do you think the issue is
Free
that there's not like an obvious character to play all of that?
What? No, I think a bunch of characters can play it. Cassandra, Cassie. You got, I think Xiang Mina is really good. You got.
I think there are just too many hard counters to Xiong. Personally.
Play the counters to the counters. We were just talking about.
Okay.
We were just talking about that.
All right. Go ahead.
You got.
As somebody who
Yusuke.
watched all of your matches, and as
Yeah.
somebody who sat and watched Ashley Fullerton play his song, and sit down across from a Tim Keefe who, like on turn 1, built triple overly dramatic. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead. It's just like play the counters of the counters. No,
Yeah.
no. And there's just too many like blanket foundations that are just like, hey, you're once per turn, knock it off.
It's just
Skip that one.
It's just that the counters are a lot easier to play than the counters to the counters.
Yeah.
So I feel like you'll just muddy your deck up far too much.
Maybe,
I
but-
think you guys muddied the deck up beforehand. You guys played a lot of shit in there you probably didn't need.
That's
Trying to do combos you didn't need to do.
That's fair.
Probably. But
That's
like I think if those were replaced with counters, I don't think it'd do that much better.
Anywho, you think good's the best symbol in the game right now?
I thought Good was the best symbol since Cassie. Nah, not Cassie.
Cassie Cage?
No, since Maxie.
Huh.
Missile launcher, Nutcracker.
Okay. All right.
Let's cut loose.
Hey,
What do you think the best symbol is?
I don't know, and that's like
In my
that's-
opinion, Yusuke made it egregious.
I actually think it's either evil or fire. I think Hellfire Impalement.
Again, I don't count DLC.
Well, the entire topic is the DLC cards. Did they mix up the symbol hierarchy, right? Because I still think Chaos has some room to grow, right?
Yeah.
I still do not feel Chaos being in the top.
I don't think
12.
Hellfire made evil or fire.
Well, it's in the top 12.
Or sorry, top 6.
I don't think Hellfire made evil or fire like have better symbol. I just think Hellfire and Pelmet decks are going to be nuts and be the best deck in the format. Because I think Hellfire is a nuts card that should not got printed, along with other things, I guess. But I don't think it changes that hierarchy.
But like, I don't think the new DLC made Air any better, right? Air's still in the bottom half.
Yeah.
But Air sucks. Air's arguably some would argue, looking at you, Rob Schneider, that Air's the worst symbol in the game, right?
Yeah.
As much as I don't like it, I think that all decks, I don't think that they've gotten any particular help, but they're still, I would say, top 4. I think all decks are very, very good right now. They're real good at killing people,
Yeah.
like real good at it.
They also have Scarlet. They also have Let's Cut Loose, and they also have Nutcracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are other foundations help a ton too.
think From Science is pretty good.
True Identity and stacking an attack with the Kin Foundation. Like it's not over yet.
Not
Not over until you die.
Yeah.
Like you die.
Stacking all of those cards are like I think all is like this perfect killing machine right now. Reduction and so on and so forth. Like it's really, really just good at killing people.
I do think that the DLCs have improved fire the most.
Yeah.
You also get really good cards under Inferno. Like his attack works under the fire symbol.
I think his attack works best as a tech sphere target.
Sure.
I mean, like
Still sounds like a fire target.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fire definitely got like the most out of these DLCs. Everybody else got like average stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say. Like Good hasn't gotten anything worthwhile. Good all in air. Good all in water. Haven't really got anything worthwhile out of these. And air. No, I meant air, good, water. Didn't get anything good out of this.
Which is hilarious because that's all three Talum's symbols.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm looking at. Is like because I keep looking at all the cards. Like, yeah, this is just like stuff that
Talon's attack's real cool.
This is stuff that deals
It's
with like me discarding momentum.
No Hellfire.
Well, no,
it's no Geo de Ray.
It's I don't think Geo de Ray is good.
You don't think it's good or you don't think it's nuts?
I don't think it's good. I think it's okay.
Huh.
Playing
I
it,
think it's just
I kind of agree. I
Like-
thought I put it a lot higher than it was deserving of when I first looked at it.
Okay. I think that card's fantastic.
That card's really, really cool. It doesn't do a whole lot on its own. You need a setup for it, or you use it as a setup piece, and its setup can be countered, so it doesn't matter. Like you just cancel by discarding a card, so its setup didn't do anything, and then the other half needs to be set up. So if you don't get to do your setup, it doesn't get set up, and it just vice versa. It's just a loop that just doesn't continue.
Yeah.
Just goes nowhere.
Excuse me. Yeah, I get that.
It's Breaker 1, right? Or is it Breaker 2?
Breaker 1 and Stun 1.
Yeah, like, those are cool. Stun 1's whatever. The Breaker 1's cool to have that Breaker 1 and get the ability.
Yeah.
But it's, in my opinion, it's just not worth it.
I
Dita's just a better card. It doesn't have as much
Interesting.
It doesn't have
Interesting.
It's automatic for
Interesting.
what you're wanting to do with it. Automatically gives you momentum.
The thing is, like, Dita sucks on your turn, though.
Yeah.
Dita's terrible.
In my opinion, so does the other one.
Eh.
The only difference is it has 2 more damage and stuns 1. Whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of you got to be winning for it to actually do stuff.
So
It's a
we're
win more
saying with the new DLC stuff, and I'm gonna just look up on Ultra.
They won't be there.
I guess no. I mean, I just want to look up the symbols in case we're like missing anything, right? So we've got. Do you think Evil got insane? Sorry, we'll go to the top. Do you think Earth got anything crazy from the new DLC stuff?
Yes, because I think
And to be clear, we're only talking about the Soul Calibur and the Grim Fairy Tale stuff because we haven't really got to really play
other
test
ones? Yeah.
with because I think we get to have this exact same conversation again in an entire month with this Street Fighter stuff because Street Fighter is about to make water life and all insane.
Yeah.
I think Ibuki stuff is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Buki
I
stuff
agree.
is good in other characters but her.
Agree
we had this
agree to disagree, but sure, yeah.
We had this conversation. So Earth. I'd say no. I was thinking more of like Nightwolf. I think
Woof.
his I think his foundation's really is nutty.
Late evening forest dog. That's what I named my deck.
What?
Late
Alright.
evening forest dog.
Shut up. What?
I
So
think his foundation's nuts.
So I haven't done any looking because I like almost refuse to look at cards online anymore. I look at just paper cards because I'm fucking lame.
I'm not going to tell you what it does because I don't remember what it does. I just in
Tyler,
my
you
head
did the
said it
reaction.
was pretty good.
For Nightwolf.
Yeah.
What's his foundation do?
If necessary, I can look it up.
It says if something. If their next thing
You have
has
no
to be
idea.
a foundation. It
Oh,
has.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a double.
It's the spiritual connection with Raiden. And then it
That's cool.
was.
That's what it was. That's why I think that card's nuts.
Oh man, what was the other one?
I'll look it up. It's fine.
Yeah,
I
I remember that part about it. Is that it's like flip or do something to have them in the next one they play.
no. Can we get? Oh no. Responsible after you deal damage from an attack, your opponent must play a non-attack card.
That's what it was.
as their next form or pass. Response flip after the combat phase begins. Name a card for the rest of the combat phase. After your opponent plays a copy of the named card, build the top card of your deck face down. That's really neat.
It's
Hey, fuck you, Punch and Judy.
it's mind games
You piece of shit.
the
I
card.
think that first ability is just nuts.
Yeah, the first one's real good. The second one's hype as fuck.
Like that's the good. That in my opinion is the second good ability on Raiden.
I was just letting you finish.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay, cool. What about good didn't get anything from the DLC, but it still you think is the best symbol? What do you think the best symbol is? You can see them. What are they? Air, all chaos, death, earth, evil, fire, good,
Infinity,
life, order, void, water. Joke's on you. Infinity's all of the symbols.
Joke's on you. Infinity has its own cards.
I will agree with good. Whenever I look at a good deck, it's so hard to say. So hard to talk about, huh? Whenever I look at whenever I try to build a good deck, I just see a bunch of cards like, man, this is real good, this is real good, this is real good, this is real good, this is real good. It's just real easy to just go down the list and find all the like best cards. I think maybe death.
Maybe death.
Yeah.
Why so?
It just has Toto Brother. It plays Toto Brother so good. Maybe not anymore. Maybe now that Jed is gone, it's not as good.
That's true at all. I put Death second for the same reason. Toguro Brothers is an unfair card that should not have been printed, or should have been nerfed. Any Death character can play that.
I say evil is actually the best symbol in the game.
Why? Just because of Hellfire?
You get Hellfire. You get.
I don't think Hellfire is a reason to make one. I guess I made Toguro Brothers Death, huh? I still don't agree
Hey,
with it.
do you know what? It has evil in it?
Huh?
Toguro Brothers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Death does what Toguro Brothers wants to do. Well, Toguro Brothers does what Death wants to do.
Sure.
It doesn't do what Evil wants to do.
Sure.
It just has those symbols.
You kind of cancel stuff. That's what. I'm
Just because it has revoke.
Just because it has revoke. Yeah.
But, like, I don't think Hellfire makes Evil good.
Well, the thing is like
I think it makes Hellfire decks nuts.
I think with everything that we got desperation wise inside of Soul Calibur, I think with all of you still have the Coffee Sambas, you still have look at Phil Birch's Scorpion deck, right?
Yeah.
Like that deck was fucking
The only
nuts.
person to ever do anything with Scorpion.
Correct. That deck was fucking nuts. It was so strong, and it only gets better off the DLC. Like it just like the symbol only gets better. It still has access to Toguro Brothers. It still has access to.
I don't know if it got better from the DLC.
Well, the thing is
I don't
like
think Hellfire makes it better because I don't think you play it.
well, not in Scorpion specific, but in other other evil decks. Sounds great. That sounds fucking
I don't
fantastic.
know about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Because I have an Astaroth deck that I'm brewing up with Hellfire Impalement. That seems insane.
it's not worth it.
You don't think so?
No, because you have to remove your targets to pick up, which means if you don't kill them, you have no targets left.
Well, yeah, but you're killing them.
You better
Because
hope so.
Well, yeah, I'm playing in a Hellfire Impalement deck. Of course I'm killing them. There's just a ton that Evil gets to do just to, like, as you said before, play shit for free and just kill them, right? I think good has a lot of independent cards that are solid. I won't even use the word good.
that's
That are solid.
That's why I think it's the better symbol. It's because it can be played on your deck.
But there's not
You
like
can't
this.
just throw Hellfire in anything. You can definitely just throw Missile Launcher in just about anything.
So the other thing, and we're getting into the top 5 cards in the game. We can go ahead and scoot over to that, I guess. I still think that. Are there any obvious? Did the DLC push any symbols up and to be better than anybody else? And we'll end it there before we move on to the last bit.
just the 2, right?
Again, besides like fire, I don't think so. I also can't I don't have a lot of those cards memorized because I don't get to look at them immediately real quick.
Yeah. I can't pull them up for you if you'd like.
No, it's just fire. I think is the only thing that got market improvement, or got cards that want to do what it does.
I think fire and chaos, but I don't think Shovel Proud Man quite pushes chaos to exactly where it needs to be.
I think Shovel of Proud Man's better than Death because it actually does the burn thing.
Well, the
I
thing.
also have a shit idea for it that I want to do.
Well, the thing is like with I mean the card is playable under 3 symbols, right? Like, and just because death does quote the burn thing doesn't mean that like, well, I'm not playing a death character, I don't get to do that thing. I don't get to do
I
it,
just mean
right?
like I think it would improve death more than it would the other two
But-
symbols.
But does the advantage that it bring to death increase it by that much to make it go from your second place to your second place? Whereas chaos, I think it went from like 12th to like 9th. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. I don't think chaos was that low. We also should probably do a new tier list for symbols.
I was planning on doing it on Twitch.
Solid.
Yeah.
I probably won't be part of that.
You're more than welcome to be if you ever wanted to come down and hang out with me when I record.
Don't have time.
That's what I thought. You just hate me.
I have to record 7 deck profiles because somebody
As-
didn't want to do. I have to edit 7 deck profiles because somebody doesn't want to do it.
Yep, you got me. All right, moving on. I want to talk about the top 5 cards in UniVersus. I believe yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Last night, I just very candidly was like, hey, what are the best 5 cards in the game? What are the best 5 cards? And then you gave me like a real quick answer, and you're like, shouted it out, and then left.
Yep.
And we didn't get to talk about it.
Yep.
And then I asked you, and you were like, man, I'm not sure I can pick 5. And I went, okay, what are the top 10 cards? And he goes, well, without looking at UFS Ultra, those are the 10 cards.
Yeah.
And then we talked about it for a little bit, and then you left. And then I sat down, and I went through every single card on UFS Ultra, and I went, and I came out with a list of 22 cards that were in contention to be the best card in the game. And what I want to do is I actually want to sit down and I want to figure out, quote, what our opinions are of what is the singular best card in the game. What's the best card?
Yeah.
I have a top 5 on here just because I'm sure that we're not going to all agree 100%, right? And I can live with that. But I'm pretty sure on everybody's list we had Tagore Brothers,
Yeah.
the Bros. And so now tell the good people, why is this card so unbelievably good?
It's unfair. It does too much and doesn't have a cost. It has no cost.
I think answers to answers that are so free is very problematic.
I think the card's really, really strong, but I actually think the issue with that card is not that it is, and I talked to you about this at lunch, I think one of the big issues with that card and the reason it's so debilitating is it is actually an action. I think if it was on an asset or a foundation, on a unique asset or foundation, or fuck it, it doesn't have to be. I mean, we have Dark Side of Karma, not unique. I think that card would actually be way more tolerable because it's sitting on the board and I get to sit there and play around it, as opposed to you having 4 cards in your hand and me being like, shit, well, I guess I'll do this thing, and then you're like bracing for the Tagore Brothers happening, like, fuck, don't do it, no. But like if it's sitting there, you go, oh, okay, well, I have to figure out and find an answer to that. I know that that's there.
I think it'd still just be as good.
Really.
Because how are you going to get rid of it?
There are more foundation answers in the game, flipping, destroying, removing, than there are.
That cancels?
Well, now we're trading a foundation for a foundation, as opposed to you just being like, oh, pop that thing, get rid of it, right?
Well, that's what you do anyways. It's what you do when you have you just said the card name. I just can't think of it.
Tagore Brothers.
The other one.
Karma.
Karma.
Dark Side of Karma?
Yeah, somebody activates something and they're just going to pick Dark Side Karma. I'll use it anyways. Because it's just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And that card just says draw a card, do a thing. Like there's the downside of that card is null. Nothing's the downside of that card. That card replaces itself or leaves the card pool, and it destroys and negates.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with you. I think the card is very, very good. There's a reason it's on all of our list, right?
Karma's only manageable because it only targets non-weapons and non-character abilities.
Yeah.
And then Ever Hopeful got bad when you couldn't just replay it from hand forever. And then, do you play Red Dragon Assassin at more than a 1-of?
No, but it's a unique foundation.
Yeah.
It's a 2/3/5 non-block.
Yeah, and it also doesn't negate things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would play that at 4-of if you made it unique anyways. That card says draw a card, replace itself, place a new one on board. You never have to worry about it. Just, they do something, I'll draw a free card. And negate the thing you were doing. There's still just no downside to it. The only difference is you don't have to hold in hand, which is the worst part about having a Tagore Brothers if your opponent chooses not to do anything, is you have it in hand.
Okay.
You're just giving them the ability to just add it to the staging and wait.
That's fair. Everyone should play White House. So the card that I want to put on this list, and I
Never use White House then. it's a play it on a 5 to get White House destroy it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't check a 3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Cancels White House.
I actually think that the absolute best card in the game, like the best card in the game, is Shadow Slice.
I don't think so.
Why do you not think Shadow Slice is the best card?
For
in
the
the game?
same reason you don't think Xiangmina is good.
Go on.
Overly dramatic. Cancels it. If
Okay.
you don't get the 2/2, I'll block it.
Okay.
Venomous. Cancels it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean that's like the only one that I can think of that actually does anything to stop.
Venomous also cancels Xiangmina.
Correct.
So dumb.
No, it doesn't. Non-character.
Oh, you're right. Non-character, but still. Cancels that ability.
No, I don't disagree with you, but like the nutty part isn't the 2/2. That's the part that kills them.
Venomous.
Correct, but like as you said, nobody's playing Venomous.
We've talked about this before. It should
Correct.
be even played.
Is remove the cost for
Yeah.
move the
Yeah.
attack? Okay.
Revoke.
Yeah.
It's not a weapon, right?
It is.
Oh, it is a weapon, so it can't be karma'd.
Yeah, which is why it's going to be Nuts and Yoshimitsu.
I mean, it's nuts. It's a nuts card in general, but I don't think it's a top 5 card.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Really?
know a lot of people. So like, this is going. I keep going back to Worlds, but if I didn't go to Worlds, I wouldn't have put it at a top 5 card. But I know a lot of people there put it at the best card of the game, or very high up there,
Okay.
and that is what has had me.
And a lot of people
Look
don't
at it
have
more.
Tagora Brothers on their list.
Yeah.
They don't think it's a top 5 card,
Yeah.
but we put it on our list.
Yeah. I mean, it
I
was a
still
card
think
that-
this card is fucking nuts. I still think this card
I
is.
don't think it's not
I-
nuts. I,
I
just don't think
think-
it's top 5.
I think it is the one card that I hate seeing the most out of everything. Like actually, because it's just 24 free damage. If
Play
you
Fatality.
sure, but there's as somebody who
We talked about Fatality at one point being like the top 5 card.
So here's-
Fatality is also on my list. So
I'll say this.
It's on my bands.
I played Gil in that last tournament, and if Tam had not reversaled me with Glicindo and had stuffed a card in my card pool, I was about to play 4 of those
On
like
turn
turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
You
and
also have
can't-
on turn 2 have to hit all 3 of them into your discard pile and draw the 4th one.
yeah,
Like it just you have to have.
I
it
mean, like-
certainly happened.
and it happened. So like it can't happen. Like
yeah. I mean, you could also just draw the nuts and not have to build.
Would
and
you-
just kill somebody without?
would you ever play
foundations.
Fatality at more of a 2 of in a lot of decks right now?
I played it like 3 to 4 of in every deck I played in. Because it says gain a momentum.
True.
Yeah, but like a lot of people aren't doing that. I don't know who's playing Fatality right now.
No one plays Venomous either. There's a bunch of cards people don't play. There's a lot of cards people don't play. A lot of them.
I still think Shadow Slicer is the best card in the game because it's just 24 free damage, and if you can't stop it that one time, then they're just gonna roll through you. And let's say the fact that like even if you like one of my favorite things to do in that Goro deck that I'm gonna be playing for the Legendary Wolf tournament is you just have it and just slam it down and be like, that's fine. I don't want this to go to my momentum. Hey, this is the 6 high for 6 you have to deal with right now. Like, it's just statted out of its gourd. And then you're just like, all right. So it went to my discard pile. There was another attack that you have to deal with. Here's another one. Here's another one. It doesn't even have to be that one. It could be any of them. It just, for the same reason that Punch and Judy is so nuts, right? Is it turns 1 card into 8 cards.
Mm-hmm.
This card... and
Bunch of Jude on this list?
no.
Because 8 cards sounds better than 4 cards.
Well, the thing is this. It really is. It's how you allocate it, right? I think that I think Punch and Judy is good, but I think there's more things to stop Punch and Judy than there is just to stop the lift after it resolves.
It's the same amount. They do the same thing.
But one like also can't. So like
No.
stat canceling cancels Punch and Judy.
Overly Dramatic can't stop Shadow Slicer, but
Right.
it certainly can stop Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
Also, Overly Dramatic's also on my list of in the top 15 at least.
I mean, I think there's a list of really good cards. I don't think.
Which is why like
It's like,
I
I
made.
think there's like 4 or 5 attacks that are just better than Shadow Slicer.
Can you name them?
Coffee Samba, Missile Launcher, Nutcracker, Scarlet, Shotgun, Moonset.
I actually don't want Moonset on this list at all.
Why?
I think Moonset's actually not as crazy as we think it is. I think it's really good turn 1 and 2, and then after that, it's mediocre at best.
I think it's nuts. It's also free.
It's just a 3 high. Who gives a shit?
It's a free Foundation hate.
We've all been conditioned by destruction decks to actively play Foundation, anti-Foundation removal cards.
Yeah, and how much do you think is going to drop off the map now that Jet is gone?
Well, that's just people being bad, not us, the good kids, right? I mean, in all of our campus championship decks this past week, everybody who could play it played 3 of Ageless and Wise.
I played
it's
it
just
for a low block on a spam.
it's just randomly good because those cards still do exist. So do you think Coffee Samba is inside of the top 5?
No, I just said Coffee Samba is better than that.
I think Coffee Samba is a 1 check, where this is a 3 check, and you get more value out of Shadow Slicer than you do Coffee Samba.
I don't think that's true. You get to see 2 new cards, and you get to stun their board. And
Sure.
then depending on the deck, you also get to multiple,
Sure, but like
which is also nuts.
that's all like depending on the deck. Like Shadow Slicer is just generically good in any deck that can play it.
I don't think that's true. I
Why?
think you have to work for it if you play in other decks that don't just mill their deck.
Well, the thing is like
You'd have to wait for late game. and
every
there's
deck mills
no-
their deck.
You'd have to specifically mill your deck to make Shadow Slicer really good. To make it top 5
To get
level. To make it top 5 level, you need to mill your deck.
so like I think Shadow Slicer by itself gets like 60% of the way there.
You have to have 3 of them in your discard pile.
Nah, just like it being a 6/6 and then maybe picking up another one, like, and then it becomes 12/12.
It's a 6/6 by itself that you may get to pick up another one if you have one.
That's like 60%.
Coffee Samba is a 4/5 that draws you 2, stuns your opponent out, can multiple.
This is a 6/6 that can pick up another one, and
So it's off by 2/1.
if it doesn't pick up
And
another one,
doesn't
it
draw
just
you a
picks
card?
up itself later. Like it is,
Yeah.
it is good.
Here's
Right
the thing, though,
now,
you should never think about later.
It is good. It
What?
is good
A
right.
top 5 card should never be worried about later.
That's
should be,
totally,
what does it
I
do
don't
now?
think that's true. It is good right now,
That's just
and then it is even better later.
We
That's
don't
just-
have a late game.
that's a really.
We have 4 turns max. Our games don't go late game.
I mean, I'm thinking turn 3 then. Turn 2, it's real good.
Turn
and then
3,
turn
there should be no way you have 3 of them in your discard pile unless you got really lucky.
well,
That's not true.
That is
so
definitely true. We have 60 card decks. That's a 1 in 15. You see one of them in 15 cards. So you're telling me you've seen all 4, at least 2 of them.
I don't know. By turn 3, you
Within
go
your
through
first
a
20
fourth of your
cards?
deck.
A 4th is 1 card. You get to see 1 Shadow Slicer in the first.
Yeah.
In the first 2 turns, you see 1 Shadow Slicer.
Absolutely. If it's
By
a,
the-
if
by
it's
the
out of 4 of, you see your 4s constantly. I saw
Yeah.
the amount of times like
'Cause you only see
I
one
was
of
playing a 4-hander. The amount of times I drew Greatest Combatant is insane. You would not think that is a 4 card 4 of in my deck because like I always had it. I
Yeah,
always
that's why
had
you
multiple.
Play a 4 of it.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying is that it's a 4 of. So it's like real easy to see multiple ones. Even if it's just 2. Like that's real good.
I think.
Do you know what's better than 2 Shadow Slicer in my opinion?
What?
2 Coffee Samba.
Sure. Maybe.
I think two of Coffee Samba is worth more than 2 of Shadow Slicer. I think multiples of Coffee Samba are worth more than a Shadow Slicer.
It feels real bad to check a Coffee Samba.
So the reason, like, I like the fact that we're having this debate because I mean, Coffee Samba could also be on somebody's list easy. But the thing about Coffee Samba versus Slice is Coffee Samba and Shadow Slice, I feel, are the same designed card, right? But one of them is dangerous and one of them is not, right? One of them has that 1 check, one of them does not. As Coffee Samba gets to, in an early game, Coffee Samba draws you the additional cards and is a hella good poke. And then late game, it sets up for your kill turn. Like it stuns out your board and then says, all right, these other 4 attacks that I have are now going to be able to push through.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks my opponent's wall. Whereas Shadow Slicer does that because it's just early game, it's just a free attack and you don't know if they're going to keep going, right? Or it's just, hey, here's a 6 high for 6, paying 2 life actually doesn't do anything for me. If I see another one, that's fine. If not, whatever. It's just I'm lobbing an attack. But whenever you get to late game, Shadow Slicer does just as good of a job of breaking down my opponent's wall as Coffee Samba does. Because 4 6 high for 6s that late in the game after playing a game, and I actually disagree with people not with there not being a late game, strictly because of the fact of what time did we end rounds at Worlds. There was not a single round that didn't go to time and then overtime.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I also think people play really slow, and we went into half an hour time rounds. People were sitting around for half an hour trying to finish 2 turns.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't tell me anything. It
Well,
tells me they got to the last bottom 20 minutes of the round, and nobody did shit all for 20 minutes. And then went to time and went, we should try to do something now.
Every single person?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Sure.
Fuck you guys.
I just think there's way more.
Like
The game goes on way further than we possibly think. Like, sorry, not we, you. I'll say I think there's plenty of defense in this game.
I don't think so.
To the point where like playing as this Johnny Cage deck, I felt totally defensive the entire time, and then eventually killed them. I'd love to have Shadow Slicer in that deck. Sounds great. I would have wowzers. Just happens.
I just think Shadow Slicer is not universally as useful. If you play it in characters that don't just automatically mill your deck, you have to wait for all 4. Where Coffee Samba, if you draw one, you can just play it. You don't have to like just play it because you need to get in your discard pile so you can use it later. You play it because it's going to do something for you now. It's always good.
Sometimes 12 damage just kills people.
Sometimes.
And then, but like the follow up to that is just like, yeah, maybe Coffee Samba is like statted out of its gourd, but how many times has checking a Coffee Samba lost you a game? Checking a Shadow Slicer, if you're just running safety 3s, like it won't because of math.
Yeah, but then you have to wait for it. It won't win you a game as fast as Coffee Samba will.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Owl Shield is top 5 cards in the game. I think the card's insane.
I think the card's cool. I don't think it's anywhere near top 5 though.
Why? There's a
You have
conversation.
to check
it's like a follow up.
You have the only ability on that card is check a 5 for maybe +2 damage. That's the only ability on that card.
Not Sisterly Scolding?
Well, Sister Scolding's cool if people blocked.
Well, like,
For the same reasons no one plays Venomous, no one blocks this game. Like to me, there's a lack of speed hate that people play in decks for blocking. That other card has almost no ability unless you're playing unless at the time you were playing Gil or you're playing Cassandra, who just goes, I have 4 attacks in my deck. I guess we just sit and wait. Where she just goes, I'll block this for free. I'll block this for free. She has no need to, I have to figure out what I'm doing. I'm just going to build till I draw what I need. I'll waste these cards away, draw, build, kill me. And she doesn't care.
I think as somebody who won a campus championship off the back of that card, I think if you build a defensive deck and like actually do it, I think that card is the best defensive card in the game.
Yeah, man, I'm going to play it in Eva if I build a Life Eva. But she also says draw cards.
Right. I think that card says that Templar should exist back in the format. And I think that card is insane with Templar.
yeah.
Block, draw my 2. I think that card exclusively puts Life in the like top 4 contender. Like you could argue that Life is the top 4 symbol because of that card by itself.
I could have argued that before.
I actually couldn't. I actually don't think that Life could have been in top 4 just because of the lack. It didn't have the one piece of defense that it needed, and that asset is that one piece. Being able to make sure that you can block everything is perfect in this Life deck, as well as on your attacks push it through. Like now, of all the times, right now is the time to play like Life Ivy. It's because of that card.
Ivy also likes to block too.
Ivy loves to block. Like I think Life throw decks could exist right now because of that card.
Hey, don't give people my tech.
But like that's what I'm saying is I think we could see the recurrence of that if we could get the decks a little more push through. I think Life Throw Cassandra is actually a deck. Like I think
Speed and damage is a thing. I mean,
just
2/2's nuts.
just
Just put
the-
2/2 on a character.
Yeah.
Like it is.
put 2/2 on a character, and that character builds in assets for free, which assets are like the worst thing you want to build on your turn. So just checking and getting one at every turn.
And plus, I
Is
already
insane.
talked about how much I think Black Bear Diner puts Life way up there. 'Cause
Yeah.
Black Bear Diner is something Life needed.
Because the Life Foundations are so good because they commit, right?
Yeah, they commit and you use
it
them.
feels bad whenever you have to commit cards and then you can't block because you can't pass because of progressive difficulty. Well, this asset says that you don't have progressive difficulty, so it doesn't feel bad committing your cards in order to do cool stuff. I think I would solidly put that card in the top 5 cards in the game. I think that's okay. That's why you have your list and I have mine. Are there any other big standout cards?
Shotgun. Free
That was on
damage throw.
my list too.
It existed on my list, but I don't know. I don't know if it would have stayed in top 5.
It's a free damage throw that just gets huge.
I wouldn't put it on the top 5 either. I think that. So like, I've always seen that card as you have to have a little bit going already for it to like actually do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to play it after other cards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like not really getting a whole lot of value out of it. Like it's like 8 damage, so it's like dealing 4 then.
It's a throw.
Yeah.
It's a throw that guarantees you're gonna get things. It can't be countered by throw hate.
Yeah.
It gets countered by just half damage hate,
Yeah.
not direct throw hate.
That's like
keyword spike it.
throws aren't amazing. Throws are real good like progressively, but throws by themselves aren't good.
But shotgun is a good throw
Yeah.
because it gets
it
bigger
is-
if it needs
It
to.
is the best throw, but it still takes a little bit of you playing cards to get it, which means like if you're going to get max value out of it, you have to play your whole you're probably doing it after a string of attacks, which is like to
Sling it
kill
by
somebody.
itself.
And then it's 4 damage.
Yeah.
Eh.
It goes to your momentum. That card says it's always a 4 damage throw. That depending on like whatever you buff it normally as like a regular card, and then if you do get to late game or have a big attack string, it just gets bigger.
Yeah.
It's a throw that
That's-
just gets bigger. No
That's what
matter
I'm saying. Is that like it but it still requires a little bit to get there.
You don't need it. You don't need to. That thing's still a 4 high for 8. You don't need to play other things with it.
It's a mid.
Mid, yeah. It's a 4
Oh.
mid for 7 too, not 8.
Yeah, well, it's 8 because it
It's
at
at
least has one
least
symbol,
8.
right?
It's at least 8. Yeah.
But no matter what, it's going to be dealing 4 damage, which like isn't great. Like, it's-
4 damage is a lot. Just a lot of things push past 4 damage because they're free. Like shotgun. Shotgun pushes past 4 damage for free. For no reason. That's why it's on my list.
I think shotgun. So like when you sit here and you compare the cards that we've talked about, shotgun can't kill anybody from full.
But neither can Shadow Slicer.
Neither can Shadow Slicer. But Shadow Slicer is really so Shadow Slicer is really good at opening up my opponent, and shotgun's good at finishing the job. Right? They have
It can also be a good opener.
they have really specific
It's an 8 damage base.
really
that they have
specific
to deal with.
jobs.
I mean, 6 damage base that they have to deal with.
Um,
That's better.
What?
6/6 is better than 4/8.
I don't think so. People are going to want to block an 8 damage attack.
People aren't going to want to block a 6.
People
damage
aren't-
attack,
Shouldn't be able to block a 6 damage attack on turn 2.
so it's better.
No.
Like wanting to block.
If you're trying to open up your opponent, an 8 damage attack is better. Because they're going to have to waste cards to do it. If it's just going to be a 6 for 6, they're not going to waste anything because they just don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah, which means it's like 6 guaranteed damage versus 4 guaranteed.
4 guaranteed damage. Yeah.
It's -1 hand size and 4 guaranteed damage. Whereas 6 is just 6 damage and no wasted hand size. They don't waste anything on it. They just go, cool. I'm just going to take this one and deal with something else. They just have no reason to.
It's like
But they'll deal with an 8 damage attack.
maybe.
I mean, it,
Well, if they don't, it's 8 damage, which means it's better than Shadow Slicer.
obviously it is
It's also playstyle dependent.
it's playstyle as well as the situation, right? And like the point that I was getting to is, I think think both cards are very good at both cards are very good at finishing the game. Like they can be. Like if my opponent's at desperation, which card would I want more? Right? And you like put all these factors on it. On turn 2, which card do I want more? On turn 2, I'd probably want Shadow Slicer because it's a 4 diff, and if I check my 3, I commit 1 instead of 2 off of the whatever.
I would say you'd want Shotgun more because it's guaranteed momentum. If you're gonna throw an attack, guaranteed momentum for later.
The other one's still guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
Kind of.
And like I guess you could also say Shotgun's not guaranteed, but 9 times out of 10, Shotgun's a guaranteed damage.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed momentum.
But what's the opportunity cost of playing a shotgun on turn 2, right?
It's a difference of 1.
You never want to play shotgun on turn 2. I never feel bad playing slice, and I'm not trying to compare these two cards. That's not what I'm wanting to do. What I'm saying is I feel that shotgun's place is to be played at the end of a very big chain, and if that big chain does not work, if it doesn't work, normally you're screwed. It is very much people play it as a Hail Mary play. Oh, I'll play these 4 foundations and play my shotgun. I check my 3 on this last one. Oh, I have to commit everything in my staging area. Give it a bunch of damage. Deal with it. Kieran Soul Flame Aura. It's just like, it's such a gamble. Most people play shotgun as a gamble, right?
I think that's a terrible way to think of it. I don't think you should ever play shotgun as a gamble.
Sitting and going back to World, sitting there watching the shotgun players play, it was always, man, I have to play 2 more foundations in front of the shotgun in order to make this thing, in order to make the kill happen. Shucks, I wish I was Yusuke.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. I think it's just
I think that's a
damn good throw.
I think that's more of a problem with like deck building rather than the card itself. That card has so many advantages, and people just hold it for that turn. They just go, well, I won't play the shotgun because it'll eventually deal like 12 damage on a half block. Ooh, when it's just like, yeah, but you can deal like 7 on you can do like 6 or 7 on just like a half block and be fine with it, and just use it, get momentum, do something else with it.
How are you getting 6 or 7 on a half block on the shotgun?
I don't know. You get 3 damage on things. If you have a character that matches his symbols, you just have to have 1 card in front of it that matches all 3 symbols. Like if you're Yusuke, that's an easy 7 damage on a half block.
I think in Yusuke that card's fucking banana sandwich.
I think Yusuke's banana sandwich.
Yeah.
He plays a card for free.
Is there a reason why there's no characters on any of those?
Because nobody put characters on?
I just thought about that. Like
because I don't value characters in that way. I don't actually think that. I don't think characters make your deck. I think your deck makes your deck.
I think you build your deck of 100 characters.
Yes and no. I think there's a low column A, low column B. But that's actually a topic for a different day. So we are definitely not going to be getting into it today. We're going to go ahead and take a small ad break before we jump into the last topic. We didn't actually get to a top 5, but we certainly said our opinions about some very good cards, and I think that's acceptable. I think that's acceptable.
I agree.
I'm positive all 5 of us are not going to, or all 3 of us are going to agree on a top 5.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen.
I mean, yeah, you now know what probably the top 5 are.
Yeah,
you've heard us talk about 5 different cards today.
Yeah.
At least.
So we're going to cut it over to the ads. The first sponsor of this week's podcast is InkedGaming.com. Are you looking to get a custom playmat? Well, then we suggest you check out InkedGaming.com. They have custom playmats, dice bags, mouse pads, and much, much more. Shot out of a cannon, James, what would you get on a playmat if you had to pick one right now?
7 Swell from Eureka 7.
What is that?
It's like the aftermath of like them launching a nuke practically.
I love nuke.
I love nuke.
I love nuke.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like a reaction between like a robot and.
Well, you can get it. You can get it on a playmat. What would you get?
I'm Izuken.
Izuken.
Yeah.
What is that?
Stop!
New anime.
No.
New anime
right now.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with it.
Is it really good?
It's like Ed, Edd and Eddy the anime.
So
It's
it
the
has
way
been
it's described
described
to me.
as if Ed, Edd and Eddy was an anime about 3 girls making an anime.
Wow. Well,
It is also made by the same guy that made Ping Pong the animation.
I'm super in. You could definitely get that on a
course
playmat
you're
with
in. It's Ping Pong the
InkedGaming.com.
animation.
Spider-Man, obviously. They even recently added stitched options to their playmats and mouse pads as well. I've got a couple of these stitched playmats. They are exceptionally good. They're so good. Edges never fray, they never curl, nothing. So if you want to get 10% off of your order, please use the code TCG University, all caps, no spaces at checkout, and help support the channel by customizing your game to your style. In addition to Ink Gaming, we've also got Cards Custom Build. Are you in a cosplay? Looking to get in a cosplay? Or you want to show up to events dressed as your favorite character? Well, Cards Custom Build can help. Cards Custom Build creates everything from cosplay accessories like props, trinkets, or weaponry, all the way to full costumes, full stop. James, if you had Cards Custom Build making something right now, what would it be? It could be anything. Full costume or...
It'd probably be Weiss's weapon from Ruby.
Are you sure? Because he could easily make the gun from Gears of War. Easily. The big chainsaw gun?
There's a lot. There's a lot I would want.
Well,
Okay?
give me an example.
Yeah, you got the Gears chainsaw. You got the Halo sword. You got a bunch of things you could do.
He would do some sick stuff with the Halo sword. Just saying. It'd be real pretty. Tyler, how about you, man? What would you want?
Something from Steven Universe, I think.
Yeah?
You get the Steven Universe shield?
The shield and the sword, or like Garnet's gauntlet.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
Those sound hype. Those sound hype. So if you want a cosplay made of perfectly flowing cloth or maybe rigid battle armor, the new Mandalorian show just came out and finished. Season 2's coming out. He's an expert at making a bunch of nerdy Star Wars stuff. The work is guaranteed to make you the talk of the con. So go over to Cards Custom Build on either Facebook or on their Etsy account. Link will be in the description down below. Make sure to mention that TCGU sent you their way, and you will get 5% off your entire order. Back to the show. All right. Thank you very much for those ads. We're going to go ahead and talk about something Tyler wanted to talk about, and that is clock decks. Go ahead.
Do clock decks even exist anymore?
Okay.
So, like, I guess we sort of talked about this a little bit, but, like, I guess a clock deck would have to be very defensive to the point where no, that's not true. A clock deck just has to exist to a point where it puts you on a clock, where it says you have this much time to kill me.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, I guarantee win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do those decks exist anymore?
What are your thoughts?
I think a life throw deck could do it. You'd have, because gaining life, you wouldn't have to worry about your opponent killing you. And you just play defense for the entire turn. I think Sophidia would probably do it best because you can super play defense.
Not Cassandra?
No. I'd say Sophidia just because you specifically get to go, cool, I'll block and commit these two. And then I'll gain all my life back. I'll block, commit these two, block, commit. And you just lock them down and never have to worry about them just swooping in.
I mean, a clock deck won worlds, first and foremost. Hey, I'm gonna sit here and do nothing until I find the pieces that I need. You have to kill me. I don't have to try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. The OTK.
Yeah.
I think the Goro deck that I play could be considered a clock deck.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna just build these foundations and play good defense, and eventually I'll have 4 Ovipositors and 4 Shadow Slicers and 2 Nutcrackers and a Maphis Assault, and then you're dead. Sorry, man. That sucks. Happens. So, do they exist? Yes, but I don't think they are the. I don't think they are the when I think of a clock deck, right? I think of Piglet's Jetta 1 deck. Like that's like my go-to of every turn. I'm gonna play a
Spider
Suplex, play 2 foundations, bounce my Spider Suplex back to my hand, have 3 cards in my hand, having gained 3 life, guaranteed hit you for 3. Go ahead.
I was thinking
Block. Yeah. Oh, my turn. All right. I'll draw my fresh hand. I'll play 2 Spider Suplexes this turn to guarantee that a little extra. Right. I'll play 2 foundations. I'll return my Spider Suplex. I'm gonna play this card every single turn. That's not necessarily happening, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wall up and then just try and OTK you all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's sort of what, the game is built around. I was thinking more of the Jetta one.
Okay.
Right? Do those decks exist?
So
I think Jasko has specifically made the game around Pop, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So
I could see my Spike 1 deck as being a clock deck.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Eventually, I'll hit you. I'll hit you for everything.
And you could say that the unblockable. I use the word meme, but I'm not sure it's necessarily a meme.
I actually think that deck could be really good right now.
Do that afterwards.
I'm just adding my character.
I think I think those type of decks can exist. right? I heard of somebody. What were they doing? Somebody's playing Raging Demon in a deck with the noob Cybot stuff chaining under Void,
Okay.
and then you just flip the Cybot, and then you respond, discard your 2 momentum, and then say it's a 24 damage Raging Demon.
That's an evil response, I thought.
Yeah,
He's evil?
who does?
Sabat.
He's got Void, and so does the Akuma card.
I believe it's an evil response, though.
Sure. All right, I hear what you're saying. Characters don't have 1 symbol.
I know. I meant it's an evil response to discard the mint to make it a block.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I was asking.
not a
this.
noob, but just playing noob into the card pool.
Got
Playing
Just-
noob inside of an evil
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah,
it. Got it.
inside of a Void deck who has an evil
Sure,
character.
Sure. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
So like Dejanette, who's halfway from getting the momentum anyways because of
Mhm.
spell circle. He's like, I'll play noob. I'll play this thing. All right, 24 damage. You didn't block it. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just seems really cool. Seems really neato. Necessary? I don't think so, but real neat.
Fun. Yeah.
For sure. Ultra fun. But no, I don't think clock decks necessarily exist. If they do, they're so few and far between. I think there are really good tempo decks. I think like a good example could be like Kotal Khan. I think Kotal Khan could be like a really good. It could be a clock deck, but people just want to get the game over faster than what a clock deck wants to do. Right.
People have never had to play a slow game. All these new kids.
It's so funny how upset you are about this,
How
and
the
you
speed of the attack.
you took this really hyper aggressive deck to Worlds.
What deck?
Amy.
Oh, so like, I just wanted to play Amy, and I had to
Uh-huh.
play Amy the best I could play Amy. Amy's not a good character in my opinion. She's way too slow.
Yes.
And half of her attack lineup, no matter what symbol you play it on, because trust me, I'm trying,
Mm-hmm.
just plays nothing but no blocks.
Yeah.
For no reason.
You know,
Cannonade,
easy way to
Dust
block.
for Dust, Rignet, Signet.
Easiest way to block. Kill them. Don't let them attack.
Hey, that's what was my theory.
Yeah.
We'll go 4-4, leaving a bunch of people at 1.
But no, I think the short answer is I don't think clock decks currently exist.
Man, I wish they could reprint Elizabeth.
Maybe with the new
DLC.
M Bison.
Okay.
Maybe the new M Bison card. Because it's Plan B and
evil.
Plan C, right?
Plan B and Plan C.
He's going to try and mill out your deck as
Or
well
burn you.
as burn you to death, whichever one happens first. Convenient.
Yeah.
And if like playing correctly, you should be able to do damage as
I mean,
well.
if you wanted to build it that way, I guess Aswell could be a clock deck.
Yeah,
Eventually, you'll mill them out.
as well. 1 dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't think it's a very good one. I think M Bisons could be incredibly better.
Yes, for sure.
But
Yeah.
I wish they'd reprint stuff like Elizabeth. Elizabeth was such a cool character. Not for like the combo and whatnot, because the combo was pretty lame. But like, just because like, I'll form, discard a mint, and pick up any card I want. Just 1, not 4.
I don't know, man. Still seems pretty strong.
I'm not saying it wasn't strong. I just say I want it. Elizabeth was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
wish
I
they preprint
I
Yuri,
think
too.
I think clock decks should exist though. I think I should sit down and you reveal your character and I go, oh shit.
Gotta end this fast.
I guess I better kick up my pace. A good example of like a clock deck could also be like Heidi, right?
Yeah.
Reminds me of Garrett Brett
Oh, I forgot to
playing
put
as
Heidi. That's what I was gonna do.
Spike. What?
I have a Heidi deck in my head.
Garrett Brett playing as Spike versus Heidi, and Garrett Brett wants to play into turn 9, turn 10, and then eventually kill you. And Heidi's just like, actually, I'm gonna try and kill you on 3 or 4.
By playing no attacks.
Yeah, and so like you have to be the aggressor. You're not allowed to play defensive against that.
Yeah.
It's still surprising he won that game.
Yeah.
Surprised me to this day.
All right.
Got hell.
Should clock decks exist?
Oh yeah. It creates a balance between. It creates another level of tempo that's not tempo. Because like you have your aggressive, you have your defensive, and you have your tempo. Tempo likes to play in both, and it just says that if you shut down aggressive decks, they don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about them. You just win.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to get, makes your defensive decks go into aggro because they're just not allowed to let you just play the game.
Yeah.
You create this zone of just like, you guys have to do something. I'm going to try and stop the aggro from being aggro, and I'm just going to sit here and hope the defense doesn't have enough aggro to beat me.
Okay.
Because like that's the zone you want. That's not tempo trying to interact with it. It just doesn't interact. It's just like, I'm going to do my thing, and hopefully you can't do yours. That's it.
Thoughts?
I agree. I do think it needs to. I like the idea of it existing.
It's a fine way to
Right.
put that.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I want it to exist. I don't think that anything's good enough right now for it to like actually be viable, but I still want it to exist.
I think Heidi has a chance right now.
Maybe. I think she's like a 7-hander. That like, you got to play real good.
That's every 7-hander.
We were just
Yeah.
talking about the fact that good
Defense.
life defense with
Template.
Owl Shield is phenomenal.
So, I mean,
And not
yeah,
having to play attacks and balance that.
I guess yeah.
And so if you can
Definitely.
figure out how to keep yourself alive with your 21 health, and making sure that the engine that you play as Heidi is swell enough, it will all work
Swole
out.
enough.
It will all work out.
Maybe.
What are your thoughts on clock decks? Let us know down in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching the show. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you everybody for joining us live out on patreon.com/TCG University. We'd love to conversate with you in the post show. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching and stay learned.
Yeah, learn.
Ben learned.
We'll see you guys next time.
Deuces.